the Grand Marshal of that parade, God would have probably struck me with lightning right there. That's all I would have needed to fill my already swelling head. I want to tell you something. The honor of righteousness, and the priceless trust that little community has put on a minister in the church can never be taken lightly. And I see the nation rising and being exalted. Recently we had MTUA, the largest electrical company in the Navajo Nation, build this massive facility, beautiful, right next door to the Chinle Potter's house. And I asked the CEOs there, because I went to go visit them, and 1, 2, or 3 of them actually come to church. So why is this building being built here instead of headquarters? They're getting theirs in about 3 years. The only thing we can say is the prayers of God's people. We just recently got awarded a community college that's going in just up the road from the church. Beautiful architecture. It looks like a small version of the new Prescott building. We're seeing the community change. We just got awarded the new police academy. It's going to move to Chinle, Arizona. And we're seeing God raise up a nation. And I can't help but wonder if it has anything to do with people that choose to be righteous. I'm going to close with the goal. The lasting change of conversion. Living a Christian life is a process. I remember going to the Navajo Nation court with one of the couples that was getting a divorce. Do me a favor, man. Don't get a divorce. A wise old Navajo judge said, Pastor, you need to teach your congregation that it's cheaper to keep her. So anyway, I'm in the court one day, and it's full on, all rise, and you can't chew gum, and everybody's there, and everybody's Navajo, and the lady states her case, and the man states his case, and the judge looks at them and says, don't you go to that pastor's church right there? He's kind of nodded, I didn't want to say nothing. Well, didn't he marry you in the church there, the Potter's house? Yeah. Well, didn't he say for better or worse? And I'm sitting there, dang. They're both, she's crying, he's just, yeah. Well, this is a little worse. What's the problem? And then he said, didn't he say till death do you part? And I'm sitting there, are you kidding? This is not Mickey Mouse at all. This is the way all courts ought to be. He looks at him and says, you're not dead. You're not dead. Grabs his little hammer. No divorce. I'll see you in 6 months. Power of a converted life. It's a process. Although we have a new nature, we don't always automatically think all good thoughts and express all right attitudes when we become new people in Christ. But I am certain that if we keep listening to God and His Word, we will be radically changed the rest of time. I got in the hospital today. I was with her yesterday till quite late. Last year I showed you the video of the 4 ladies that went for me and started the church. Well, I've buried all of them, except one. She lays in the Flagstaff Hospital, not expected to leave the hospital, very, very, very ill. And I'm sitting there with her last night. She didn't know who I was. She didn't recognize I was even in the room. But through this one lady's life, a pursuit of righteousness, a little old grandma who's never preached a sermon, who's never been promoted as anything higher than a common lady in the Chinle church, her righteousness has literally exalted the Navajo Nation through a life that was converted day by day, listening to God as I'm talking to her. I said, Virginia, we're not done yet. She couldn't even hear me. And the pursuit of her righteousness has created amazing reward. Justice and doing right, honor upon a nation, impartial value between men and men. And I wrote these few things down that I believe will help us to exalt America today. I believe that in every Christian today, we ought to want to live right. Do you realize how much counseling will stop? Do you know how many marriages will heal? Do you know how many teenagers will no longer be caught up with this world? If you just choose righteousness, whatever it takes to be right, I think a pursuit of righteousness would be an added quality to our society today. If you really want to get upset, just watch the news a little while. You know, I'm not this big Donald Trump fan. I voted for him, but I've never seen anybody treat anybody like the way they treat that guy. Could you imagine if our government just did right? I think that there needs to be a restored value between men and men. And you know, maybe it's because I deal with so much brokenness. You know, I was driving through, they got me in that nice hotel on Queen Creek, you know, that, it's like, I can't remember the name, Home 2 or Second Home or something like that. And I'm driving through there and I'm looking at all that water and all those shopping centers and everything matches. I'm smelling the pungent juniper. I mean to tell you, I'm all caught up in the euphoria of your common neighborhood. Maybe it's because I deal with so many broken people. But I believe that our goal should have impartial value between men and men. I believe that would be a tremendous tool of righteousness. Thirdly, I believe public Christianity and obedience to the Word of God without restraint is an absolute mandate. As I begin to preach to that church, they're not going to understand a lot of deep doctrine. They're not going to understand a lot of the spiritual laws that govern the kingdom. But the challenge to be right and do right, they do understand. Public obedience. And lastly, I believe we need a revival of love, compassion to all men, especially to those who are the household of the faith. As I see God moving through this nation in a very profound and critical way, I'm seeing a nation exalted. I'm seeing God breathe on these people. And the actual stereotype of the Navajo people is changing as a result of the gospel preached. And I close with this last statement from the Navajo Nation president. The Navajo Nation president put out a newsletter. Thank the Chinle Ministries, the gospel of Jesus Christ, according to the Potter's House Christian Center Ministries, as being one of the greatest community resources to every community where the preaching of the gospel is being declared. To them and to the Chinle Church, we give them thanks. They are presenting to us the power of changed lives. Righteousness is what exalts a nation. I want you to bow your heads tonight.